Joey Logano joining us momentarily. In fact, he pops up now. I've always wanted to do this. Like they do in the Fox broadcast. I'll pretend I'm Boyer or ODW back in the day. Let's go, Joey. Joey, can you hear us now,
Joey?
Copy? Yeah, do you copy, Joey?
Yeah.
I copy. You got me?
Be honest. Did you ever not want to talk to those guys on Fox and you lied to them and pretend you couldn't hear them?
It's funny. I do a lot of the races for the Xfinity races up in the booth. And I think that sometimes, too. I'll go, can you hear me? And then I don't get anything back. I'm like,
yeah.
I think they hear me.
Hey, before we get into Dega, you growing up in Connecticut, did you want to be more of a hockey player or a driver driving up or growing up?
I wanted to be a driver the whole time. Honestly, I played hockey for a little bit. My sister was a figure skater, so I was stuck at the ice rink plenty of times, and I wasn't going to put a pair of figure skates on, and I wasn't going to sit still, so I tried hockey, and I had fun playing. I really enjoyed it. I was nowhere near as good at hockey as I was driving a race car, and it turns out I really like winning. So I went with driving race cars.
Yeah. I'm sure Pennzoil would have had a sequent driver suit for you if you wanted to go that way, though.
Not really my style.
You see Joey Logano there. He is driver of the 22 Shell Pennzoil Ford Mustang Team Penske coming to Talladega Superspeedway April 24th for the Geico 500 877-GO-2-DEGA. You are really good at a lot of races, but especially at random races. You have won the race at the Coliseum, which is just fresh to the schedule, and then last year's dirt race at Bristol. Why all of a sudden, when they just throw a random race on the schedule, are you so good at it?
Beats me. I think probably one of my strengths is being able to adapt fairly quickly, and I think that probably is why those races have kind of gone our way pretty well. Both of them being short tracks, pretty slick. That probably also falls into my wheelhouse more so than some of the bigger tracks. So I think those naturally kind of fall into what comes the most natural to me, and it just kind of worked out that way. So I don't know. I'll take it. I don't care. But I think that's why.
Next gen car at Daytona. Now you're coming to Talladega. Do we learn things at Daytona that will change the race at Talladega? Will it be a lot of the same things? What do you think?
Yeah, well, the one thing about Talladega that's a lot different than Daytona is the track's wider. There's more room in the corners. There's more room through the dog leg on the front straightaway to be able to go 3 wide, 4 wide, which will change the draft a lot. The draft from Daytona to Talladega with the old car was different. So that'll continue into Talladega. The handling as well. At Talladega is usually a little bit better. That track's just a little bit bigger. The corners are a little bit more open. And it doesn't seem like handling comes into play as much at Talladega. So, and it's harder to block that many lanes. That's another piece of it that seems to change there. Right? It's one thing blocking 3 lanes. It's another thing blocking 4 to 5 lanes. So, those things are different. But it's going to be the typical Talladega, right? We've seen it a million times there. You're going to go there and there's going to be some strategy through the stages, which is always interesting. And then at the end, it's going to come down to just very aggressive drafting where you're going to have bumping and banging. You're going to see a crash. All those things are pretty much guaranteed on a super speedway race these days.
Do you still remember your first lap ever at Talladega?
You know what I do is in a truck and, their right side window blew out. Like 3 laps. That's what I remember.
That's memorable.
Yeah, I would say so.
Memories are good ones and bad ones.
They're bringing back the big one on the boulevard now after everything the country's been through. I know you've been there for that. Russell and the crew over at Talladega do a fantastic job with the fans. Do you ever sample off the grills when you walk around on a race weekend? Will you take a burger, a hot dog, a steak, a pork chop, or anything?
I gotta work, guys.
Come on.
I don't understand how some of these drivers go out at night and party down with everyone. I'm like, well, don't you get like a big race tomorrow, like a job? But I don't mind them doing it. Hey, have at it. Gives me an advantage. But you probably won't see me out there. I got a lot of people relying on me not screwing up on Sundays. So I'm going to be preparing. I'll bring my family down there to Talladega as well, so we'll have a little bit of fun and check some things out as well.
So is Adam Sandler really your favorite actor?
You know what? Okay, so they ask you this stuff because they put it down. To be honest with you, I mean, hey, Happy Gilmore is one of the best movies ever made. I'm down with that. But I can't say I actually sit down and watch movies. I can't sit still, guys. This is hard enough for me to sit down long enough to talk to you guys. I'm wanting to go. I got to do things. So this is, yeah, I don't know. I had to put something.
All right, you're sitting still. We're getting you out in 60 seconds. But real quick, final question. You are a classic car guy, according to your hobbies. I give you an unlimited budget. You go buy what car?
Ooh. Oh, I like some unique stuff, man. I just like driving something that's unique, different, challenging to drive. Honestly, my favorite car I got is a 1924 Model T, and I love driving that car. It's nothing special; it's all original. You know, it's fun to drive. You know, you feel like you're going a $180 when you're going 30. You know, so it's something that's different, unique, challenging, and there's an extra bit of cool factor when you can hand crank your engine, you know, like when you go to dinner and you fire it up from the front of the car.
That's pretty cool.
There's a little coolness factor to that one.
Thank you, Joey. Good luck. We'll see you in Talladega.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, that is Joey Logano, TalladegaSuperspeedway.com for tickets. 877-GO-TO-DEGA. What's that Model T sound like when he cranks it up there, Rockstar?